So I want to bring on Power and Hair to the people, but to be fair and give him a fair shot here to present his case, because I welcome Power. Thank you for coming. I think your name's Cameron, correct?
Yes, sir. My name is Cameron.
Welcome to the program, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Cameron has emailed me a few times and asked to speak aloud with me. Look, I was going through a lot of brain fog and stuff for a long time. I finally got my head back on straight. So let's check out Cameron's video. He sent this to me.
Was in relation to just a lot of court hearings from the Supreme Court stating that we do have the right to drive on the public road because that's in relation to...
You're traveling, yeah. You're not doing commerce.
I'm not employed on the road. I'm not using the public roads that our ancestors paid for, man.
I get it.
These are our roads, my brother.
I get it.
You know?
And you use Black's Law Dictionary.
Yes,
I know.
Sir, because their definitions are completely different. It's like we all ignorant. I just want to drive in private and just be myself without being. I'm not traveling with any goods or anything. Like that. I'm just using the public roads.
I get it.
And the courts have told me, man, I'm in the right. So that's why I just, I try to be as polite as possible because I understand. And I'm not here to cause no problems. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm just minding my own business.
I get it.
How many of our ancestors?
Okay, cool. So we have Cameron here, and since he's in the room, let's give him a shot. Okay, Cameron. So I think that you've been emailing me and telling me that people don't have to have a driver's license. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and you've been able to travel freely in the United States for 9 years, and you don't have a driver's license, insurance, or registration. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. So now what you said a second ago was that the Supreme Court has said that we don't have to have a driver's license, but this is the 1915 case of Hendricks versus Maryland. I must have pulled this case up 20 or 30, I'm sorry, 100 times, 200 times.
Yes, sir.
And what it says here is the government shall appoint a commission of motor vehicles with the power to designate assistants.
Let me stop you.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, if I can just stop you right there, go right back to the top.
Sure.
Of right where you was at, that paragraph right there. Stop.
Yep. Okay, go ahead.
What is the definition of a motor vehicle, Chili?
4 wheels, a motor, and goes on the public roads.
That's not how they define it, though, in legalese, Papa.
Well, all right. Cool. So so just so you know, if I finish reading this, it says that every state shall have the right to form a DMV. And then on February 20, right here says here that the cop's going to define a motor vehicle as 4 wheels. Did you see this video last night? Did you watch it?
No, I'll be so busy, bro.
The reason I stopped you, he's not in his seatbelt, and your tag is obscured. The top of it, you can't see what it is, and it doesn't come back to anything.
My camera's blocking the top.
Yeah. Do you have your driver's license with you?
Right there, she gave up her rights.
She's a state national.
It don't matter. As soon as she gave up her name and information, she waived her right to privacy.
Well, let's see what happens to someone who is a state national.
I'm not no state national. I'm not no state national, by the way. I hope you know that. I don't promote that at all.
Well, what I'm saying is watch what happens to her without a driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance.
Okay.
I'm an American state national.
Okay, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a registration and valid proof of insurance?
Does she talk too much too?
I'm not engaging in the commercial use of the highways or byways, nor am I operating in a for hire capacity.
Isn't that what you say too? Is that you're not working in a capacity?
I don't do that no more. I mean, so out of my 9 years, what I had to go through was experience. You had to go through that. Not ever getting arrested. I never got arrested on right to travel, especially moving from Dallas, Texas up to Oregon. So when I started, though, I did go to court and I did lose on my first one. And then on my second one, I lost again, but the judge ended up writing a whole opinion. I asked him to write me an opinion, and he wrote me all an opinion on where I was wrong. And so I was like, okay. So then I got deeper and I perfected it, and I've never lost ever since. Everything I get now is motion to dismiss. And the reason being is because it all boils down to knowing who you are, Chili. It really does. Like, you are a creation of the creator, bro. There's nothing above you. We created the government. We're top dogs.
We agree there.
Yeah, we're
But
top dogs.
the part where I don't agree with you is that it depends on who I am. You know, I'm a big studier of history. The foundation of law comes from natural law, which if people don't know what law means, what the social contract means, the social contract that we live under here in America was written by a guy named Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Okay.
And you can read this book. It's a very small pamphlet called The Social Contract. You can read it in one day. It's that easy to read. And the social contract says that we all agree to live under a set of laws so that we don't kill each other. And this comes from the 1651 book called Leviathan, written by Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes, in his book Leviathan, writes about what's called the nature of man, or the natural man. And Hobbes says that men are the most brutish, rapiest, murderous beasts there are on earth, the most selfish.
Yeah.
You don't love your kids because you love your kids. You love your kids because you want to be a better dad than your dad was to you. You don't want people to say you're a bad dad. That's why you're good to your children. That's how far Hobbes took the nature of man. That work is going to be expounded with two treatises of government written by John Locke almost 100 years later. So then after that, Jean-Jacques Rousseau is going to write the social contract in the early 1700s. The social contract is going to say that we all agree to live by a set of laws. That's how you get our government today. It's going to be the cherry on top is going to be a guy named Charles de Montesquieu, who's going to write a book, Spirit of Laws, where he's going to break down the different kinds of government, which would include an aristocratic government, a despotic government, a monarchical government, and a republican government, which is the one we live under here today. So these philosophers created the foundation of law.
Yeah, okay, but wait 1 second. You can only be a victim of what you succumb yourself to.
How many times has your car been towed?
Once.
Right. If you don't have a license and registration, your car is going to get towed 99 times out of 100, 999 times out of 100. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen you pull it off. I've seen Paul and Slave pull it off. I've seen a few people pull it off. I've seen.
But it's not about pulling it off either. I think the bigger point that what we're doing is kind of like, we'll look at it like this. So Nevada, last year, they already enacted their decriminalization of all their traffic laws. So all of 2024, they've had no, like, people can't go to jail. People can't, get found guilty. And then if they don't pay their fines, go to jail. They don't get their cars towed just for like the small little stuff on traffic law. It's all been decriminalized in Nevada. Okay. So what we got going on is we got a crack in the concrete. Okay. That crack is going to allow us to open it all the way up, to decriminalize traffic law across the United States. And that's what we're trying to do. But in that, I think what we've lost is we've lost the comprehension and knowing that if we are creators of the creators, and we have millions of people that died for us now, millions of people that died for our freedom, that every time that we don't stand up for our God-given rights, we actually disrespect not only ourselves, but those who died for us, right? If you look at it on the deeper principle aspect of it. And how I see it is, sometimes, man, you have to stand up for what's right. And sometimes it requires a sacrifice. And if you're just going to succumb to fear and intimidation, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. The line is going to get pushed further and further and further in relation to just get a driver's license, then just do this, then just do that, then just do this. So it just gets pushed further and further until you get to the point of where you just can't be free. And that's the whole point of freedom of movement. It's like R.F. Kennedy Jr. was saying, he was talking to this very high up law enforcement official in the committee one day, and I put it on my channel. And he asked him, he said, if I'm walking down the street, can a cop just come up and, demand that I give ID? And the high up cop goes, well, no, he can ask for your consent. And then so R.F. Kennedy Jr. says, okay, well, good. That's what I thought. And he goes, well, now what if I'm on the roads and I'm driving and there's some kind of stop up there and they're stopping everybody and checking them for their mandatory insurance? He said, what about that? He said, what's the difference between me on the roads and me being in my car, right? There is no difference. The only time that you can really be a true valid claim can be brought forth against you is if there's what's called a verified complaint, right? A man or a living woman that is bringing forth a claim against you. That's a crime. That's what a crime is. You brought harm. Someone's bringing a claim, man. but everything else is just colorable law.
Well, I'm not sure when you stated, and I took a couple of notes here as you were talking.
Cool.
You stated that nobody goes to jail in Nevada for traffic laws now. Unfortunately, my friend, I just got out of jail in Nevada, and there was lots of guys in jail for not having a driver's license. Tons. Matter of fact, my bunkmate, the guy next to me, was 20 years old, and he was arrested for not having a driver's license, and he was right next to me, and he was in jail for a week before he got out. His car was impounded. Even worse, what happened to him, his name's Juanito, he had his 2 dogs in the car, French Bulldog and a Chihuahua purebreds.
Mhm.
When they arrested him for not having a driver's license, they took his 2 dogs to the pound and they neutered them both.
Okay, so do you know what that means?
They spayed them both. That means
Okay.
it's a tyrannical jackboot thug pig system.
Yes, but I'm talking about on the bigger principles, bro. That's a federal lawsuit, an easy federal lawsuit.
Your
An
dogs have already been spayed.
Okay, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, did they pursue a lawsuit for their constitutional rights being violated? Because if they were not pulled over in relation to reasonable articulable suspicion with a probable cause, and if they did not invoke their rights right off the bat, which you do so well by telling people that you need to invoke your rights. Yes, I have a script now that I do. So I don't tell people just to talk like what you see. There's a script. Every question is directed to immediately put the liability back on them without showing anything. It's the Eddie Craig script. These are godfathers in the right to travel. These are people who have brought forth civil suits. I just had Eddie Craig on 2 weeks ago. Big boy civil suits against Governor Greg Abbott and others. And like I'm dealing with a lot of big people, bro.
No, hold on. Let me stop you, Cameron. So, but the plain to me, when we get down to brass tacks, remember, I just spent 4 months in jail. You know that. So
yeah, but
when it comes down,
too, Papa, you didn't defend yourself. Like we defend ourselves because we study law. You see what I'm saying? Like I have a guy right now that's fighting his own felony case for the right to travel. Like they literally put forgery charge against him when it's not a forgery charge. He made his own plates. Well, you know what happens now is when he gets done beating this, he's going to pursue his own civil rights lawsuit. And I know 242 is for them. I know it's 1983, which came from 1871 Ku Klux Klan Act, and that's why everybody now has eligibility to file a civil suit is because the blacks had to suffer it first, right?
Yeah.
But if we get to the base of it, what I just want you to understand is qualified immunity is hanging by a thread. It literally is. Go read the judge's opinions out there. Judge
qualified immunity is gone in 4 states. It's gone in
Colorado.
It's hanging by. And what has changed in Colorado? What has changed in Connecticut? What has changed in New Mexico?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's if they're not okay. Well, if they're not changing, guess what? You want to know why? It's because the people don't got the knowledge to bring forth the civil suit.
No,
because they have a whole plan in place to keep the civil rights attorneys very low, so they don't pick it up, so they don't set precedent. Like you saw that cop right there just say, "You're right." Even though we put you in handcuffs when you wasn't driving, when we pulled over somebody else, even though we brought you all the way back down to the car and forced you to give up information under threat of duress, now we're going to say, even though we saw your traveler plates and that gives notice that you're not for hire, we're going to say now, after you pull out these documents and prove that you're right, that you're actually right by saying, yeah, you have the right to travel. You're not doing commerce. Wait, let me finish. Guess what? I have that on the record. I filed a federal suit. I'm going for precedent. So even if we don't have it, Chili, I'm trying right now to do it for us. That's
so how big is that movement?
Well, we've got.
I mean, how big is it? How many people? So let's poll the audience. There's 300 people here. How many people decided that they're not going to have a driver's license? Put a 1 in the chat if you decide. Put a 2 in the chat if you have a driver. I mean, I'm just saying, there's no movement here.
You can have a driver's license and still invoke the right to travel. Do you know that?
I've got some, I want to give you a chance to speak and hear you out. You've been emailing, you want to talk. I want to give you that chance, but I just want to show you what happens to people. I want you to take a look at this.
I know they don't know the right.
Foreign law under Amendment 11 of both the Constitution and the Constitution of the United States, and I claim all my exemptions.
Okay, so do you have any other documentation from the United States government saying that you're exempt from these or that you're
I don't have my paperwork in the car with me, but I do have it.
Okay.
And that's my form of ID, and those are my private plates on the car.
Okay, this is a passport. Okay, so I'm aware of your group that you're with. This doesn't grant you any rights to drive. I will. Do you have a driver's license in any state in the United States?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have any other documentation? Nothing from the United States government saying you have diplomatic immunity?
My paperwork is at my house.
Okay. Are you aware that in the
Yeah.
United States, when you're a diplomat,
That ain't got nothing to
in-
do with what we teach, though. We don't teach. See, she coming with them ideas that give them red flags. She's already given up her contract, her name. She got the window all the way down, bro. She's sitting here like giving them eligibility. There's a way to go about it. I get what you're saying.
No, but I just wanted people to see what happens if you don't have a license, registration, and
are
proof of
you
insurance.
claiming to be a diplomat? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm a foreign state national.
Right. So,
That's what I am.
so you're a foreign state national,
Yes, and
but
if you run my
you're claiming
passport,
diplomatic
you'll
immunity,
see-
correct?
If you run my passport, you'll be able to see my documents there.
That's
It reflects.
so. Do you have
my
a
status.
driver's license in any state in the United States?
That is my form of ID, sir.
Do you have a driver's license? That's not my question. Do you have a driver's
No,
license?
No,
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 no, that is my form of ID.
Do you have a registration or a valid proof of insurance for the vehicle? It's a yes or no question.
No,
Any particular reason he wasn't seatbelted?
no,
He was hanging out the window. Yeah, but when we were behind him, he didn't have his
just
seatbelt
pulled
on.
away from school, and
Okay,
I
where did you obtain that tag?
from foreign state national guy in Alabama who makes sense.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you're aware that in the United States and in the state of Florida, you're required to have specific tags that actually go to the vehicle and is registered. Are you aware of that?
My private automobile.
Okay.
Those are my
You've been filled with
private
some
plates.
false information. So in the state of Florida, you're
No, I'm
required
not
to have a
sure,
driver's
but
license.
I'm not sure many people are aware.
We are.
of
I have.
actual-
I have read a lot about the foreign state
Well, I don't
nationals.
know. I feel like they give people a bad rap because I've been in situations before.
Okay,
and I
Chili,
try to
stop.
explain to them.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. With that, go ahead.
All right, you know
You
what's-
haven't got to the part
No,
where he
he's
drags her
going-
out of the
he-
car, puts her in
Okay,
torture
that's fine.
cuffs, and
That- you
drags
wanna
her to
know
the
why?
dungeon.
You want to know why? Because he argued with her to get her to. Man, there's a thing about invoking your rights. When you invoke your rights and you stand on your rights and you ask the right questions and you don't argue with people like this, you get a lot further. Okay.
Cameron, that guy would have taken you to jail. That cop right there.
He wouldn't have
couldn't
been
pay.
able. Hey, if he would have, guess what, bro? I'm gonna spend my night in jail, and I got a federal lawsuit coming, bro.
It's not just a night in jail, Cameron. It's your car is impounded. You
Uh-huh.
can't get to work. Your
Yeah.
children are displaced, and they go
Yeah.
through trauma.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay a driver's license fee. I don't want to pay for registration.
No,
I don't want
man.
to be forced in those things. I think insurance is a
I
smart
don't-
thing to have. But what
Yeah.
I'm telling you is your idea of telling people not to have a driver's license,
Yeah.
I think is completely wrong. And
Well,
I think
here.
that you're going to walk people into cuffs. And
Here.
I just spent 4 months in jail. It's hell.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to go to jail. And I
Yeah, I
think
don't want people to
it's
go to jail
reckless,
either.
and I think it's something you should reconsider because
Yeah.
people are going to jail. Listen to what he says, and he's even going to tell her, gets on the phone with one of her guys, and he says something, and the guy says it's got 4 wheels and a motor, and it goes on public roads. It's a motor
Yeah.
vehicle,
Well, that's
and
not
then
right.
he takes her to the dungeon.
Well, that's not right. That won't stand in court.
It
That's-
will stand.
Chili.
Did I lose you? I don't
I've
know.
never lost, Chili. No, you haven't lost me. I've never lost, bro, in court. I've never been taken to jail for my right to travel. And you want to know why? It's because I stand on truth. I don't sit here and utilize this passport theme and I got it from this person and I'm using these private plates that I got from this person with their national emblem all on it. And I'm part of this I'm sovereign US national. I don't play none of that, bro.
In
I
the
don't have
private
no
chat, send me the
contract.
video. Show me the video.
Of
I'm in the
what?
private. I got you in, we have a private chat on StreamYard here.
Yeah.
Send me the video of you not being arrested and taken to jail and your car not being impounded for not having a driver's license or registration.
Well, I've got several of them. I do have one.
Send me
where
one.
I'm-
Let's watch it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Um,
Because I've seen Paul and Slave get away with it. I've
Yeah.
seen Tulane X, I think his name is. Tuware X, what's his name? He's a
don't
black guy where he says I
Yeah,
live in the
but
United
he didn't really get away with it. He tells people that he's on the do not detain list, and he's not. There is no such thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you don't have a driver's license, you're going to get arrested and go to jail. 99 times out of 100.
Chili, that's not.
I was just
true.
in jail with a guy who was 20 years old and was in jail next to
Okay,
me. He was my bunkmate.
Chili. It
Am I
comes
right?
down.
Am I
to-
lying?
No,
am I-
it
am I-
comes down to. You're right. You're right. I'm not saying it's not happening.
I don't want to
bro.
be right, brother. I love you. I respect you. I know you're a
I'm
freedom
not saying
fighter.
You're not right. I'm
You're a
not saying
hero,
you're not
dude.
right.
What I'm saying is you're going to get people thrown in jail.
No. And
Yes,
if
you are.
I do, Chili, and people know what they know coming out of me, guess what's going to happen? They're going to file their own civil lawsuit, bro, without no attorney needed. We
Really?
have the power. Yes, we have the power of AI now. Listen. So I have a thing that I made. It's called Operation Wise Dome. and 20 people came together to pay $10 a month to get ChatGPT Pro model. It's $200 a month. So I
I
ain't
love
paying
it.
that no
I
more.
love it. I love it. Can I
And
get in the group?
yeah, it's free. It's free for everybody. So 20 people just pay for everybody to be free, right? It's so cool. Anyway, what we do, Jilly, is on that back end, I've learned how to use AI for 2 years. I've used it heavily. And I probably could have gone off and become, maybe a millionaire if I wanted to, dude, by creating an app. I've had the idea and I've been utilizing this and giving it away for free to people. So, but I didn't. I thought I'd utilize my time and not make money and empower people. So instead of
Do
making
you
money,
think you're empowering people?
yes.
Do you think
You want
that's
to know
what you're
why?
doing?
Yes. If you get down deep into it, what we're doing is we're learning all of our constitutional rights, how to invoke all those constitutional rights, how to make sure that our servants are doing what they're supposed to in relation to knowing our constitutional rights. Then if we go into court, not also are we knowing the violations and rights, but we're knowing what we're to file, what principles, doctrines, rules, and procedures we are to invoke, because guess what? The court's going to skip right over those until you invoke them. And most lawyers cannot do it because they are part of an association.
Hold on a second. Isabel, listen, he's not a clown. Cameron is a freedom fighter. He is an absolutely wonderful person. We disagree here, but he's a wonderful person. He's not a clown. This is a good man.
No, we don't disagree because we both want freedom.
I just want Isabel to know that. Yes, Isabel
Yeah.
the channel, and I love Isabel, but I don't want to insult you. That's why I'm biting my tongue all the time so that I don't interrupt you and I give you a fair opportunity to present your case. I'm on the other side of the line on this with you. I don't want to tell people not to get a driver's license and to join a chat GPT group and they can fight their case in AI after their car gets impounded and they get put in torture cuffs and drugged down to a dungeon.
It's not just AI. It's utilizing law, case law. We can be in Google Scholar. Just
can I tell you where the nightmares come from? Let me tell you where the nightmares come from.
What?
You're gonna turn around. You're gonna face the wall. You're gonna take off all your clothes. You're gonna drop them on the ground. And if you turn or twist in any direction, I'm gonna consider that an act of violence, and I'm gonna hurt you.
They're pretty
now,
wild,
what
bro.
you'll do is you'll put your hands on both sides of your ass cheeks. You will bend over at the hips and not the knees.
And cough.
You will spread your ass cheeks and you will cough twice, 2 heavy coughs. And if you don't do exactly as I tell you to do right here, right now, we're going to hurt you and hurt you badly.
It's crazy. I get it, man.
So don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me.
Tell you.
It is very real. If you tell people not to get a driver's license, that's what they're going to go through.
Hey, I'll tell you something like this, bro. I've been to prison, not just jail. So
yeah,
when it comes down
how long were you in prison for?
I was in prison for 2 years, bro. So
God,
when it comes down
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it's all good. I made bad choices in my younger life, and I paid my debt to society, and I came out a better person. So it's actually a blessing because I don't think I'd be where I'm at now without everything that happened to me in life. And I'm so proud of everything that I went through because I wouldn't be where I'm at, man. So when it comes down to it, yeah, I had to spread my ass cheeks a couple times. Part of the game, man. Part of it, bro. Part of it, dude. Better bend over and cough, man. Hey, man.
I just don't think that telling people to not get a driver's license.
I don't tell people that. What I tell people is that you don't have to have a driver's license. You can have a driver's license and still invoke your right to travel. You don't ever have to give up a driver's license. You don't ever have to give up insurance. And I'll show you just a couple things right here real quick. So,
but can we pause for a second, Cameron? Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Listen.
Yeah, that's cool.
No. I just want to focus on what I just said to you.
Yeah.
And I understand that you're a horse of a different color, my friend. I understand. I spent, as soon as my brain fog didn't bust until a couple weeks ago, and then I spent a couple hours watching your videos. Okay.
What? Watch out. Bro,
so let me explain something to you. Being demoralized, having to spread your ass, show your guts to 4 people behind you. You may have recovered for that. It's the only thing that still haunts me. And it's so horrible. And some of the people in this chat here, if they listen to you and they say, I'm not going to get a driver's license, they're going to face that. They're going to face my nightmares.
Well, they
And
better.
I think that's no. Hold on. Don't just go. Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I was going to agree.
It's
I would
horrible.
agree with that. Yeah, no, and I agree with that. But
It's
at the
horrific.
But at the same time, it's also horrific to disrespect the millions of people that actually died for us to have our freedoms in the first place. And when it's so clearly stated in relation to the Supreme Court law, you know what I'm saying, that in the Supreme Court law that we've had the right to travel for so long now, I can't see it any other way. If I'm going to sit
But
here,
then explain to me the 1915 case of Hendricks versus Maryland, where the Supreme Court says that the driver's license, the DMV, can be established. You have to have a registration, you have to have a license, and you have to register your car. But tell me when it changed, so I could educate me here. We don't have to battle. Okay, so then that's the law.
Okay, so then let's get it right then. The law applies to drivers. A driver is one who is employed on the roads doing commerce, either transporting his property or his goods. The second aspect is a motor vehicle. A motor vehicle must meet a certain weight limit, if you didn't know that. And the motor vehicle aspect is all in relation to transportation, in relation to them actual goods or property. Now, when we look at the aspect of doing commerce on the roads, knowing that the roads are actually open as a matter of right for public vehicular travel, and actually go into not only my ordinance codes within my city, you know, the municipal codes, and then I can go into the county, and I can look at the county and look at the definition of county road. And what it actually states is that it's every street, way, lane, alley, byway, highway, okay? And what it states is that it's open as a, and I'm quoting, I'm looking right at it right now, open as a matter of right for public vehicular travel. Now,
if you're willing to have your car towed and your kids stripped away, and you're going to be demoralized and chained up. Yes, it is. Let me ask you a question.
It's maybe because people operating wrong on the traffic stop. Maybe they need to operate a little bit different.
I've been doing this right here. I've had this trifold right here for 3 years. I've sold this trifold to thousands of people, given it away to tens of thousands of people. Do you know how many videos I have of people using it? A couple dozen.
Yeah.
And I've given it to tens of thousands of people. I can't even get people to shut the front door, invoke their Fifth Amendment, have their license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go. But now you think that you think that Jenna Weeks is going to go, you know what, officer? I have a right to travel in this country. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. This car is not being used in commerce, and you can't take me to jail. You can't look up my ass, and you can't strip my children, and you can't impound my car. You think that that's a reality?
It is.
That's a reality.
9 years, bro. I've proved it.
You've been in prison for 2 years. They looked up your ass how many times?
Bro, that was like 15 years ago. It's 15 years ago, but listen, I don't want to get in no arguing match with you.
No, I'm not going to. Dude, I got nothing but respect and love for you, man. What I'm saying to you is, though, is telling people not to get a driver's license. I watched your videos. Is the wrong way. You're gonna walk people into jail.
Okay.
Whether I like it or not. Do I agree with the driver's license scam? I don't.
Philly, I could say the same thing about what you was doing 2 years ago, bro. But I don't. I don't want to do that. It's not me to judge you, okay? What I'm here to do is present the facts. I'm not here to present my opinions. All I do on my channel is read from the books, the law.
And the application of law and the theory of law are two completely different things. They are night and day.
Okay, well, I'm living proof that I've never lost. So what do you want me to do? What else do you want me to say to you? If I never lose and other people do, then what do you... I never lose. You want to know why? Because I don't have a contract with the state. They can never, ever enforce fines against me. Is it still up there on the... Here, let me show you. It's right here on my... We keep it up just to laugh about it.
Okay, cool. So, listen, I completely disagree. And John, you think I lost my principles of liberty, principles of freedom? You must not know anything at all about me whatsoever.
Do you see what this says? What does it say? You're driving what?
Suspended. Your driving privileges are suspended.
Okay, not my driver. Wait. Not my driver's license. Let's read it all the way, Chili. Wait.
I can't see it very well. Can you just read it to us? I believe you. Just read it so we can understand.
Driving privileges, including your right to apply for those privileges, have been suspended. I don't drive. I just showed you a cop that admitted it. The first thing you played was a cop stating, hey, man, I get it. You're not driving. You're traveling. You're not in commerce.
You had
But
that
yet
happen?
You're sitting here. That was the first video you just pulled up. What are you talking
Right.
about, Chili?
So
I don't get why you're sitting here. Wait. I don't get why you're sitting here arguing with me saying, I don't believe you, Cameron, that it's about commerce when the cop just said on the record that it's about commerce. That was the first 60-second clip you played.
All right.
And now you want to say it's not about commerce.
I think that she does the same thing that you do. But let's
She
just
has
see
a
what
civil suit.
let's just see what happens to her.
Civil
And
suit.
they keep calling me a sovereign citizen and like.
Well, that's what it
even
is.
if you look
That's what
up,
it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Chili,
And when
stop.
you look it up on the internet, it'll tell you, right?
but
But it'll,
are you asking me to
say
stop? Hold on a
every
second.
time.
Essentially,
Go ahead, Cameron. I want to give you
Okay.
I want to
You
give you
hear
a fair shot here
You hear
because
that sovereign
I-
citizen? You hear that sovereign citizen?
no, she said that she's being accused of being a sovereign
Okay, well,
citizen.
guess what? Sovereign citizen is actually the highest type of citizen you can be in the United States. On the record, May 3rd, 1940 Joint Resolution for Citizenship Day was enacted. Okay? Within this joint resolution, it says that a sovereign citizen, or 2 million we have every year 2 million young men and women that reach the age of 21 that become the most responsible and highest of a sovereign citizen in our self-governing republic. 1940 Joint Resolution. I'll give you the link right now.
No, it's not that. So let's break down what you just said. In our self-governing republic. So what is a Republican government?
Well,
We live in a republic. So what's a self-governing republic mean?
meaning that we can govern ourselves. We
No,
don't need someone
That's
telling
not what
us.
it means. Not
That's
at all.
what I take it, and that's
But
what my
that's
nation is all
incorrect.
about.
That's you're misinterpreting the reading. A Republican. We can't both talk at the same time. So let me speak,
My
and then
bad.
I'll be quiet and I'll let you talk. What that means is we live in a Republican government, meaning a representative government, not Republican Democrat. That's not what a Republican government means. A Republican government means that they're going to put little bunches of people together, voting blocks, counties that we live in now, and then for each little huddle of people they put together, Topeka, Kansas has a representative. That representative is called a Republican. So that Republican representative for that group of people in Topeka, Kansas, they go to the bigger group meeting with all the other Republican governors, and they have a meeting. Those people got together and said, we the people, because the Republicans represent the people, the representative government, and they said in every single state from Alaska to Florida to Hawaii to Tennessee, they all said that you have to have a Department of Motor Vehicles, you have to have a driver's license, you have to have registration, and you have to have insurance. I didn't make that up. It's been like the way before I was born. And if in those Republican government, the people who represent us, we are the people. The people in the House, in the Senate, are the people because they represent the people. Now, they may not do the bidding of the people, but whatever they bid is in the name of the people. We are the sovereign. The sovereign means the power.
Yeah, top
If
dog.
you don't have a driver's license, you're going to jail 99 times out of 100.
No,
Is
not
any
true.
who's been arrested for not having a driver's license and going to jail? Me.
I've never been arrested for
I
not
have.
having a driver's license.
have.
Okay, Chili, I've never gone to jail for having a driver's for not.
Let me
having
give the date because I have a bunch of trolls. I went to jail in Euless, Texas, EUELESS, Euless, Texas, and I believe it's going to be in 1996 or 97, somewhere in there. You can still find my mugshot from Euless, Texas, when I was pulled over, didn't have a driver's license, and was taken to jail for not having a driver's license. I was driving my girlfriend's car. They impounded my car. I was in jail for 4 days.
Is it
cost
unconstitutional or not? If you're a constitutional scholar, what
I
is
paid
it?
the tickets. I had no choice.
Is it unconstitutional for them to arrest you? Is it a warrantless arrest or not? What does a warrantless arrest must require? What does a warrantless arrest require?
Well,
Across the United States.
A warrantless arrest, probable cause. You have to have probable cause to arrest me.
Okay, no. What does a warrantless arrest entail within the definitions uniform throughout the United States? There must be a gross what? A gross what? You got this one.
I give up. Go ahead. Answer.
A gross misdemeanor.
Right. Okay, cool. And if
Okay,
you don't have a
what-
driver's license and you're driving a car, you're going to jail or your car's getting impounded or both.
Do you not understand how the law works, bro? When someone
I
does
understand.
something illegal to you that you have remedy, do you understand how this works? When your constitutional rights are violated, we don't live in fear. We live in knowing that we are a creation of the Creator and nothing can come against us unless we harm another. We don't succumb. Listen, I'm going to tell you the best quote. This is the best one for you, Chili. You got to understand. Administration of a free man is repugnant to his freedom. You will not administer me, buddy.
It's a great theory.
You will not regulate me.
Beautiful.
No one will tell me that a driver's license is going to ensure that I drive safe on the road. Are we correct or not? Let me ask you this. Let's do this a different way. Chili. Let me ask you this. Does a driver's license actually ensure someone is driving safely on the roads?
You're not safe. We live in a police state. You're not safe in your own house. You're never safe.
Okay.
Right now, the cops can kick down my door and attack me and beat me.
Now
And before I can ever get any sort of remedy, I'm going to be beaten. I'm going to be chained. I'm going to be taken to a dungeon. They're going to look up my ass. They're going to abuse me. They're going to lock me in a cage for days or weeks or months even. And then I may be able to get out of that. And
now
then what's my remedy? What's my remedy?
We'll
The
get to
punishment
the
already
remedy.
happened.
Wait, we'll get to
You're
the
okay
remedy.
with people looking up your ass. It doesn't affect your soul.
I'm not. No,
You're
I'm
all
not.
right with it.
No, I'm not. But I'll tell you this much.
These people are not okay with it.
I'm not okay with it either. But what I will tell you with is now I'm not going to allow take myself back to that moment to re-traumatize myself. So I'm going to laugh it off. I've learned how to control my emotional state and my mental state so that I don't go back to relive trauma. Right?
So is that what I tell Jennifer Hill? Is that what I tell Jennifer Hill? Is that what I tell Kelly? Do I say, hey, Kelly, listen, don't worry about your kids being taken away. Don't worry about them doing cavity searches. Don't worry about that. You're going to get remedy later.
Come on, man. Don't use that.
No, I mean, it's true. What are you talking about?
All right. So where I was
Am I lying? No, Cameron, I've let you go on and on and on. Am I lying?
No,
99 out of 100 people are going to fucking jail, bro. Am I lying? You might have been able to pull it off. How many people do you see actually pull it off?
Essentially, it is a sovereign citizen entity. Do you have keys to the vehicle? Can you hand me the keys?
No, I cannot.
Okay, step out of the car for me.
Watch what happens to her, Cameron. In front of her three kids.
I know, bro.
Watch what happens, dude.
I know, bro.
Get out of the car.
I agree with you, Cameron.
I know. Bro.
I'm with you, dude.
I know.
If there, hold on. Let's watch this right here.
Can you unlock it?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Step out of the car. 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 Stop. You're gonna get chased. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now.
Cop claimed that she kicked him.
Get out of the car. Get your hands on your back. Stop. Stop your car. I know she's your mom. 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 Your mom's fine, okay? Go back in the car. Go back in the car.
Torture cuffs.
It's okay. We're gonna come take her to the grass, and you guys.
You ready?
Okay? Step away from her.
I want you to hear one part here, though. So they drag her off, but then I want to show you something here. This is the most important part to me. So they put her in a cage. I can spare you all this bullshit here. They treat her like shit. She's crying.
3 kids in the car. They're freaking out right now. This is Officer Fager with the Edgewater Police Department. Who am I speaking with?
This is Joshua. What's going on?
Are you Are you husband or father of the kid?
No, don't touch me!
I'm not going to touch you.
Are you able to try to respond to take the kid? She's under arrest for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer with violence.
That doesn't seem like her. I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, well, you can review the body camera footage because it was her. So do you want to respond to take the kids?
Talk to dad.
Do you want to have a conversation?
Being a police officer is inherently
This is cops planning. Hold on one second. Let me
license anymore. You don't have to register foreign national
Okay, here it is.
citizen group to get that tag because she's one of the foreign national things, and they told her you don't need a license anymore. You don't have to register. You don't have to do all this stuff.
Ask if it's okay if Maya, their next door neighbor, picks up.
Is it okay if Maya, your next door neighbor? Yes.
Hello.
Hello, are you Maya?
Go ahead, Cameron. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, just by them saying that is bias, bro. You don't understand. Hold
real
on,
quick
man.
here. So Dave Hart, go ahead and send me in your video where you got pulled over and you didn't have your driver's license. Go ahead and send it in. John Adams in the chat. Go ahead and show me where you took on any cop face to face. Go ahead. I got hundreds of videos where I take on cops. Show me yours. Show me yours, Dave Hart. Show me where you put yourself on video and you've taken on anybody. Show me. You badass. You're real tough in the comments. I actually take on cops. What do you? I've gotten 5 cops fired. One cop went to prison because of what I did. How about you?
Hey, Chili.
Where you at, bro? Show me your videos, punk ass. I want to see these guys' videos of them not having a license or registration, and then this didn't happen to them. Go ahead, sir.
It's 11:27. Come on, bro. Let's really get to it. So what I think I can agree with you on is the aspect that this is ridiculous, right? And it's based on something meaningless, correct? Because a license in and of itself does not determine the safety of the person in which they operate on the roads.
No, listen, the
Nor
rule
does
of
a
law is
registration,
not
right?
meaningless. So listen, the rule of law is
Wait a minute, what do you
not
mean?
meaningless.
Does what I'm
If
saying is,
we
does
don't-
the driver's license ensure the person's driving safety? And if
No, but the rule of
what I'm
law
moving forward
must
to
be
is I'm saying-
upheld.
yeah, for safety, I totally agree with that.
Not for
If you're
safety.
safe on the
Not for
roads, if you're-
safety. Not for safety.
What?
The rule of law must
For
be
a
upheld
license?
to uphold our rights. That's what the
What do
rule
you-
of
so
law
we
is
need-
for.
So we need to have a driver's license, is what you're saying? We need to have someone to tell us that
Okay,
we're
so
competent.
you don't get to pick and choose which law the representatives in a Republican government that you're not going to follow. That's called a sovereign
Yeah,
citizen.
that is. No, it's not. It's
Right.
called freedom because I have the power. Listen, how in the Constitution it says I have unlimited power to contract, right? Well, guess what? I also have unlimited power not to contract because I can never be forced to do anything against my own free will. That would be what's called slavery. Now, what I will say is this: traffic law reform is something that I've developed. I developed it back in September of last year. And what I developed is a petition. This petition is going to get sent out once we get to 1,000 signatures over to all of our legislators, senators, representatives. And what we're aiming for is traffic law reform to stop the injustices that are coming upon our people. Because over the past 3 years, what we've had is over 3,600 people die, bro, from traffic stops alone. Now, that's just deaths. That's not tragedies in relation to people becoming homeless because they lose their car because they didn't be able to pay for the registration tag. And they just decide we need to tow it. It doesn't need to be on the roads, even though you was driving perfectly safe. So what we've done is we've developed a petition that I would love to get your support on, because I'm sure you could support traffic law reform so we quit having these travesties happen to people who have brought no harm to another, who have done no crime. Because I don't think a piece of paper status, if it's approved or not approved, determines whether someone should lose their private property, because that's a violation of due process, right? You have to have an opportunity. You have to be given an opportunity. You have to give notice. You have to have an opportunity to cure that notice. Well, people's property is just getting taken without no due process, and that's illegal.
It's not just happening in cars. That's happening if you have cash. That's happening if you have anything. They're stealing our property constantly. We're not living under the rule of law. We're living in a police state, prison state, death state. That's what we're living in. We're living in a total tyrannical government that has lost its Republican representation. It has lost the rule of law, and it's become rule of the elitists. They get a call on you. They come in,
And so
cops show up. There's nothing going on, but yet they come up to you and say, we got a call about you. Well, the cops got there. They got 2 eyes and 2 ears. They can look around and see that Cameron's not doing anything wrong. They should just leave you alone and go home and go call the person back and go, yeah, we got the guy that you called on, but he's not doing anything. He's just sitting here, right? So that's what it should be, right? That should be the rule of law. The Fourth Amendment is the right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, specifically describing the place or things to be searched and the person to be seized. That's what our Fourth Amendment says. That's not what we're living under. They bastardized what is reasonable on the hinges of reasonableness. We can create reasonable articulable suspicion, but you advocate for people not to have a driver's license. I think it's reckless. I think it's irresponsible. I think it's short-sighted. I think you're going to walk people into a dungeon. That's what I think you're going to do.
Well,
and I think the people whose cars are going to be impounded, they're going to lose their children. Do you know the guy that I covered 2 weeks ago or so? He got pulled over. He didn't have a driver's license. He got arrested. He lost his kids. Now what? That's
his choice, bro. Everybody has a choice, man. What do you mean?
Do you want to lose your kids because you don't have a driver's license? You're in a custody battle with your wife. You don't have a driver's license. You're one of these people that says I don't have a driver's license. The wife goes to court. She tells the Department of Youth Services. She says, my husband Cameron, my ex-husband Cameron, he doesn't believe he has to have a driver's license, but he wants to put our kids in his car. What does the judge say? Take the kids, give them to the mother.
Really?
That's what you're advocating for. And in the name of freedom. And then people who never stand up to anybody, don't have any videos, have never taken on a cop, never got anybody fired, never paid the price ever, are going to say, you don't understand the principles of liberty.
And that's why we're fighting for traffic law.
A gigantic, great big fuck you to you, bro. Show me your videos of you doing shit in this world.
Well, that's
right?
what we're doing.
So show me where you've done anything. Listen, I agree with you. Where I don't agree with you is telling people not to have a driver's license. It's not that I don't want that. It has nothing to do with that.
Bigger, right? Can we come together on traffic law reform, though?
Dude, we're together now, my friend. I'm not against you. I'm for you, but I'm against you telling people not to have a driver's license.
Well, you've mentioned that about 7 times. I don't want to fight about it. You've made your point. Are we done now? It's
not that. It's this right here, bro. Now she pulls up and she has the same license plate.
Listen, you're playing somebody that I don't know nor you don't know. If you want to play somebody, you could play Luis's situation. That's like the best situation to showcase what we do on our side. So you're showing the victim side. You're not showing our side. I have a guy. His name is Luis. He just got arrested maybe 2 months ago. They were parked at a gas station on private property, had private plates. He has no driver's. Actually, he did have a driver's license. They still towed his car. Okay.
I believe you there.
So it don't matter if you have a driver's license or not. You're toting it around like that's some kind of, it matters. It doesn't matter. These cops act crazy. They act wild. They fabricate felony charges out of nothing.
Okay, let me respond to you there. It does too matter. Because had the guy who lost his kids had a driver's license, his wife wouldn't have been able to court and say, hey, this guy doesn't think that he has to have a driver's license. He wouldn't have lost custody of his children.
No, that's not the reason. The
judge is going to be on her side.
No, the reason he lost in court is because he doesn't know how to represent himself. He doesn't know how to invoke doctrines. He doesn't know how to write his own motions. He doesn't know how the process of the court goes. He doesn't know how to file appeals. He doesn't know how to file injunctive stay of relief pending appeals. He doesn't know how to apply certain principles in relation to the rules as far as 211 in relation to judicial reviews, malfeasance, any kind of prosecutorial misconduct. That's why. It's about people not knowing how to defend themselves. We are the highest. It's not about the judge is not going to listen. Bro, we make the judge listen because when we invoke rule. Okay, let me ask you this.
You go to jail. Okay. You go to jail. You don't make the judge listen. The judges are cocksucking assholes in this country.
Okay, well, great, dude. We're making them listen to us. So I don't know what you got going on.
Listen to what Luke said here. So where are the videos? I didn't want to talk over you here. Where are the videos of people getting away with not driving with the driver's license? How many videos are there?
I have like 3 or 4 on my channel. Now,
Right.
but I
But
will
I've
also
seen one
have
other guy. I've seen 3 people in my lifetime. In the entire life I've been, 4 people. I saw 4 people.
Chiefs. What about okay? Now, I got Chiefs admitting to it. What else you want me to get? I got a
No,
chief
not
admitting
admitting.
to it.
No. Wait. Hold on.
Mhm,
I sell a trifold. No, let me talk about my sales here. Okay, I sell a trifold. I sell a trifold. I teach people, have your license registration, put it in your trifold, invoke your
mhm,
Fifth Amendment right. Then there's all these case laws that I talk about on my trifold. Okay,
mhm. So
if
I've
you
got.
don't have the license, I
Mhm,
tell them that your trifold's useless.
mhm.
It doesn't matter if I give you a trifold or not. If you don't have the basic documents, you're going to jail
Okay.
or your
Well,
car is getting impounded.
I have one chief from Ridgefield that admitted to the right to drive or
Am I
travel,
lying?
not drive. Okay.
Am I
I'll tell you
lying,
again.
Cameron?
Okay, I have a second chief that came after him that was a female. She also admitted to it. Then I have a cop on the record that you played the video on right before I came on and started talking, that black guy, where he said, yep, you have the right. He's admitted on it. Then I also have a woman cop. Then I have a woman cop on that same Richfield incident state that it's all in commerce and the state is nothing but a corporation. Then I go to court and win with a motion of dismissal based on my abatement because I finally perfected it. And now I've never paid a fine ever due to my right to travel, nor have I ever been locked up. So you're putting a lot of fear out there to make people fear as though they need someone to, like the driver's license, somehow magically make someone a better driver. Driver's license doesn't matter, bro. A piece of paper with your ID on it doesn't make you a good driver. That is irrelevant.
No, but what
Your
it does,
operation of how you conduct yourself on the roads determines if you should be pulled over or not. And only then, because we live in America. Do you get that? Do you understand that? You
can I
understand that,
respond?
right?
If I'm allowed to respond, I'll respond. I don't want to talk over you though, because I want to try to be respectful as I can to you, because I got nothing against you personally.
Okay.
But what you just said is having a driver's license doesn't matter. Full stop. Incorrect. Complete and utter full stop. I was in jail with a guy who was arrested for not having a driver's license just this year in jail. I'm sorry, it's 2025 now. So it was last year. He was my bunkmate right next to me. When he left jail, he gave me his blanket. His name's Juanito. He didn't have a driver's license and he went to jail. He was sitting right next to me. Furthermore, if you don't have a driver's license, I didn't interrupt you. You are going to jail.
I'm gonna go to sleep, bro.
But am I wrong?
I'm gonna go to sleep.
No, I mean,
You're not teaching people their rights, bro. And you say you're a constitutional scholar, bro. It's not.
Oh,
good.
so you're not going to go to jail? I mean, don't tap out. I mean, you're tougher than that. You went to prison for 2 years. You had people look up your ass 100 times. Stay with me here. You're tough. You don't gotta tap out.
You're
I mean, listen. You sent me
people.
40 emails. I responded. Now I said, "Come on, let's have the conversation." I have
sent
40
you
emails.
6 emails and I can prove it, bro.
I don't care. You sent me one email. How about that? Who gives a shit? What I'm talking about is you telling people not to have a driver's license, and I think that you're going to bring people and put them in a dungeon. That's why I had you on. I read your emails. I watched your videos.
I'll just say my one last thing that's nice as possible.
You can have the last word, sir.
I hope that we can move forward on traffic law reform.
I'm with you.
I just want you to remember, bro, administration in any aspect of a free man is very repugnant to his freedom. I love you.
You're still gonna go. I love you too, bro. You're still gonna go to jail, though.
If I do, I got a civil suit and I'm ready to move forward. So,
all right, everybody. This is Power Inherent to the People. That's his channel. If you want to subscribe, he has a lot of information about what you should or should not. Love you too, man. What you should and shouldn't say if you're not going to have a driver's license. He's got some information he can share with you. So, I mean, if you're interested in doing that, then go follow his channel and subscribe and like all of his videos and watch all of his videos so you can learn what he knows. Okay.
You be good, bro.
All right. Take care, Cameron. Later, brother. So it's incorrect. You're going to go to jail.